Did you just do a sound check?
No, that's how I synchronize the audio and video. Because I don't use the audio of the camera, I use the audio of the microphone, and since it's separate, I need to line it up.
Oh. I didn't know.
I actually did that, and then like a week later, I found out that's how Jack does it too. Oh. Which kind of made me happy. Oh. Some microphones you can like hook up to the camera.
That's not one of those microphones.
Well, this microphone you can. The camera just isn't compatible with it.
Well, that's dumb. That's really dumb.
Well, it's my fault for getting the wrong microphone. So.
I feel like that's not just... I mean, no, that's just dumb. Camera people, you're dumb. Dumb camera people, you know?
Are you gonna... I mean, it's Canon. Go ahead and tell the Canon people that they made a bad decision, that it's not compatible.
This failure was brought to you by Canon. Canon. I mean, at least it works, kinda. There we go.
Canon, it's like Twinings tea.
Yeah. Congratulations, Canning. You're the of
Canning. Canon.
Yeah, Canon. Yeah.
Canon.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's Canon. Doesn't Canon have two N's?
I don't know.
Hey guys.
Hi. Yeah. So, this debacle, as we just said, Canon. You know, just buy something better. You know, that's all I'll say.
If you guys haven't caught
# sponsor us.
If you guys haven't caught on by the sound of his voice, this is Bradley from the podcast that we did 1,000,000 years ago.
Oh, the good old days.
Yeah.
Old days. We don't talk to that one guy anymore. Long story. It's fun. We'll tell you about it one day. I will at least. I'm desperate for attention, just so you know. Very desperate for you.
No, he was desperate for attention.
Oh, that's
the case.
Yeah.
He's kind of the reason we haven't done the podcast. Yeah. I think I talked about this actually. I don't know, there's such a big gap in between my videos. I don't know what I've talked about.
We went from there to there real quick, so.
Yeah. He's partial the reason we don't do the podcasts anymore. That and...
Life sucks sometimes, you know?
Life gets busy.
Yeah. Be nice to me. You know.
Be nice to me. It's the internet. Nobody's nice.
That's true.
Actually, that's not true. I've met quite a few nice people on the internet. Yeah. Actually, I know somebody on the internet whom I've met in real life, and then I started to get to know because of the internet.
There you go.
Works out that way sometimes.
There you go. We're talking to you directly, person. We know who you are.
I'm sure he's thinking that it's probably him. And yes, Jared, I'm talking about you.
I'm finding you, Jared. I'm gonna find you. Actually, I know where you work.
You know where he works.
I know lots of things about you, Jared, actually. Lots of things.
Why do you say it like that? It's not like I've said he's a terrible person.
No, I'm not implying terrible things. I'm just implying I may do terrible things. No, I'm not going to do terrible things. Where's he live? Do we have lighter fluid somewhere? But arson, though.
Are you going to end up with a criminal record?
No, I just want you to like include randomly in the video just me saying arson, because
All right, so let's get to a topic at hand for a second, okay?
If we have to. I mean, if we have to.
Well, honestly, I only have a select few people who I know still actively follow me on YouTube, even though I went completely MIA for over a year.
And you guys are the real champs.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
There we go. Okay. Well,
anyway.
This escalated quickly. But...
Well, no, we just keep getting sidetracked because we're both ADD people. This is how our podcasts went all the time. We couldn't stay on one subject very long, could we?
But we got answers about pulp and orange juice. So.
We did.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. No.
Like, you are more dead to me than dead things could ever be.
Stop. As I brought up, I dropped off the face of the earth.
Yes.
The reason being, I've moved out.
Again.
And flatmate.
Hi.
That's basically the only reason he's sitting here with me, because I kind of want to get used to recording with somebody here.
And also I help pay rent, so, you know.
Yeah, so that, and I think he should start his own YouTube channel at one point.
We're not implying a hostage situation, but it's a hostage situation, so.
It's not a hostage situation. Try saying that 10 times fast.
I'm not going to try, so.
His ears are probably ringing and burning right now. And
yeah. Or like the two O's around his nipples are just like, it's like, oh, someone's talking about me. Ooh, it's getting hot.
I was going off of like real superstitions that people's ears burn and ring when somebody's talking about them. But no, you just brought up the fact that his nipples are hard because somebody's talking about him. That's not a thing.
I was going on the lines of more sweating, but that works too.
Tell me what you are. That's when you just respond to, I am human. If you're an alien, then we can be best friends.
Yeah. As long as you're not like Gelthazad or something like that, because that sounds, no. No. Me and him go way back and everything. And just, things got creepy.
Gelfazaz?
Yeah, he's got like 20 tentacles and everything. He's just like, hey, this is gonna go up your butt. I'm like, no.
I don't know why, but when you finished that sentence, the first thing that popped into my head was to say I've been on that website. I don't know why.
The internet. It's a scary place, kids.
You know there's that website.
I know.
I've never been on it, but I wanted to say that.
She's been on it numerous times.
Oh yeah, totally.
She's lying.
It's a background hobby.
Yeah. A background hobby?
I don't know.
What the hell is a background hobby?
What was I trying to say? Guilty pleasure. That's the word. That's the term I was looking for. But I said background hobby.
Get a background hobby and a guilty pleasure mixed up. That's like getting a blender and a toaster mixed up.
I don't know. But you want to know something? I just realized how dirty my mirror is.
Yeah.
Do we have glass cleaner?
No, we don't.
Dang it!
We've had this discussion before. We don't.
And we just got back from the store too.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, living with me is complicated.
Adulting is hard.
So, anyway, this was the introduction back after I dropped off the face of the earth.
Most of this will probably be edited down, but you know.
Yeah, and you want to know the person who's going to edit it? What I was going to say is that not only will the vlogs be picking back up, but the gaming is picking back up as well. I am going to finish the pacifist run on Undertale, and hold me to that, because we are going to start a game together because he wants to start a gaming channel as well.
2 years too late, but okay.
I started it like 2 years ago!
I know, but it's like, you gotta get that YouTube algorithm. Come on now.
I tried. I was posting a gaming video and a video blog every single week, but
well, listen, either
then life happened and
listen,
it happened.
Two things happen, okay? Two things happen. It's either we finish the gaming video and then pick a topical video, or we pick a dead body and film that. Hashtag Logan Paul. Hashtag why.
Hashtag Logang forever. I'm sorry. Okay, I do want to state where I stand on this. I did mention it on Twitter. On Twitter.
You and words are having fistfights.
I know. Usually when I jump back into recording, I'm usually all tongue-tied, and that's why you guys get this blah, 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 blah. No, okay. Whole Logan Paul crap. I think I said Jake Paul the last time I said this.
I think so.
The whole Logan Paul crap, I'm just gonna straight out say I have no respect for anybody who has any means of defending that man. From the time that he went to the suicide forest, found the body, went home,
edited it.
No, got his camera and got the video off of it, edited it, rendered it, uploaded it, did not even think that he was in the wrong. It took him until he had all this backlash that he had to take down the video that he realized he was wrong. So yes, he made a sincere apology, and yes, I respect him for taking down the video. But I have no respect for anybody who stands and tries to defend him anymore. He has no means to be defended at all.
He made millions.
And same thing, what was it? Phil DeFranco talked about it, that Logan Paul racist just because his fans are calling out the Japanese girl.
Yes, the former employee.
Yeah, they were calling her out because she was stating her opinion on it, and they were using very racial slurs. Just because his fan base is racist does not mean that he is.
Well, I would also say in the side factor of the whole thing, I think it's more or less avoiding the fact that mistakes do happen and sometimes mistakes don't need to be defended.
Right.
Inevitably speaking, Jake and Logan Paul are not good human beings.
No, not at all. That's why I don't watch their videos.
And I think it's the reason why they're so popular is because they're douchebags. And everyone wants to be a douchebag because that's what's cool and everything. It's just like, well, great, you're a dick, but what do you get out of it? Oh, fame, riches, success, people like you and everything, There's videos of teenagers, children, going to their house and spray painting and being disruptive and loud and destructive and everything. It's just like, great, you've influenced a generation of children to basically say, hey, it's okay to be a horrible human being. You'll be rewarded for it if you do. So, that's all.
But no, I did just want to state my opinion on it. And I wouldn't say so far that Logan and Jake are, as you put it, dicks. I wouldn't say that much. Yes, they can be cruel to other humans. Yes, they can be cruel in general, but can't everybody? People are mean sometimes. People are just second-naturedly mean most of the time.
But what I'm more or less saying about
I was just going to say that Logan, I can't speak for Jake because I've never watched his videos, but Logan, after only this one circumstance, I can just tell he's just kind of dumb.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
And I mean, people do dumb things.
Well, he just got incredibly lucky with the circumstances. I'm amazed YouTube didn't kill his channel, basically. Because, I mean, you would have to think, oh, there is a literal corpse on the screen.
Right.
And YouTube didn't go...
Well, no, it wasn't just in the video. It was in the thumbnail and the title of the video stated.
Well, I mean, what I was saying, though, and everything, it's like, this is literally a corpse. And YouTube didn't just go, you know, maybe this is bad? You know, maybe this breaks our terms of service. Maybe
well, no, it's on top trending, so we should just leave it. I mean, it was on top trending for about 2 days.
I mean, if you think about it, it made YouTube probably a lot more money than Logan Paul.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how the whole demographic works. I don't know what's going on.
The dog upstairs is scratching the carpet, I think.
Our upstairs neighbor's got a puppy, and it likes to scratch the carpets.
Yes.
Somebody's not getting their deposit back. Okay. Oh, man.
Yeah, so we got off topic again.
We have been very off topic, but I wasn't even planning on talking about the whole Logan Paul thing.
I know, but we did anyways, so.
Yeah. I don't follow people who are political. That's why I ran away from home!
What do we want to talk about today?
What do we want to talk about today?
Yes.
You say that like it's a regular thing we do. No.
Yeah.
You are not going to be regular on my channel. My channel is...
Episode 83! Yeah.
My channel is FinnDillyDinn, not Finn, Bradley, and Din. I don't know where I was going with that!
No, I don't think you were. Also, I could be like in the corner, you know? It's FinnDillyDinn, and exclamation point, and then quotations, and then like asterisk, and then it's like, and Bradley. Like tiny font. Like,
I don't think you can put exclamation points and asterisks in titles of channels. I don't even think you can put them in titles of videos.
I think you.
I don't think you can.
I'm going to figure that out, actually.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Figure that out. Cause then...
Here, you start your channel and just make it a jumble of symbols and. You know, exclamation mark, asterisks, and open parentheses, close parentheses, brackets.
Hashtag, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your channel called? It's called that, you know.
Do you realize how weird it is that it's now called a hashtag when it's actually called a pound sign? Or is it pound or... Yeah, it's pound, because the asterisk on a phone is star. But yeah, the hashtag is supposed to be called the pound sign.
I'm just gonna my channel's just gonna be pound sign. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, did you guys watch the newest hashtag video? It's like, no, it's pound sign.
I thought it was so funny. I was watching this movie. I think it was White House Down. It was some movie like that, right? I wasn't watching it like consecutively. I was just walked in on a scene. And these people were hacking a computer, and like some guy on a phone was telling the guy the password that he needed to enter, and he was like blah 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 blah, then hashtag, and he goes, what's a hashtag? He goes, the hashtag, and then somebody got on, they're like, shift 3, because it was like a really intense moment, but I just thought it was so funny that the person's response was shift 3. I don't know why I thought that was
so
funny.
Wait, someone had an easier time understanding shift 3 than hashtag.
Well, they didn't know what a hashtag was because, like I said, it's called the pound sign.
How do you know what? Just say the pound sign.
That's not what they thought of. They thought of shift 3 because if you hold shift on the keyboard and press 3, guess what? You get a hashtag. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna ask you, do you still want to talk about The Greatest Showman or no?
Or we could talk about the disappointment of The Last Jedi.
Let's talk about The Last Jedi, actually.
Okay.
Because...
Yes.
I'm just going to come out and say, and do not talk over me.
Are we going to talk about The Greatest Showman afterwards?
Do you want us to?
Okay, we're going to
Well, this video is long enough as it is. How about we make a whole video dedicated to us talking about The Greatest Showman? I think it deserves a whole video in and of itself.
Okay, that's true.
That came out really fast.
Yes, it did.
Anyway, The Greatest Showman. No, we're not talking about The Greatest Showman in this video.
But we could.
We could.
Stay tuned.
The only thing I'm going to say about it...
also, major spoilers, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, yeah, maybe a quick spoiler alert there.
Spoilers. Like...
I don't know what exactly all we're going to talk about. I can think of a scene that I'm going to bring up.
Oh, I'm going to tear this thing to ribbons, and everyone's going to be like, you're judging it too hard. I'm like, no. Just no.
You do judge quite harshly on
I know,
movies.
but because I desire perfection.
Perfection is unattainable.
No, The Town, that's perfection. That's a great movie. I'm just saying, watch The Town. If you want a good crime movie that's like really based in reality and gritty, that's your movie. That's a good movie.
Right.
Also, Boston accents, great.
Right. Anyway, okay. Last Jedi. The only thing I'm going to say about it is that it wasn't Star Wars. Like, yeah. it was not Star Wars. No matter the fact that it has lightsabers, the Force, the title Star Wars, it's not
the text crawl.
Star Wars.
They had the text crawl.
But even with the text crawl, it's not Star Wars.
Why?
I mean, the biggest thing is that when I was growing up, I absolutely had an obsession with the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm, as you should.
And I was born in 95. I get that. So I was not around when the original trilogy was released. I think the prequels were released before I was born as well. Because episode 4 was 1970.
Yeah, 70.
Or was it 79?
No. The sixth one was 79. 79 or 80.
Okay.
Yes, I remember.
But I had an obsession with it. I remember that was probably one of the few things that my dad and I really bonded over because he loved Star Wars, so we would sit down and watch the whole trilogy consecutively almost every single time I got to see him. And I understand that they're trying not to do the same stuff all the time, but the thing is, when it came to The Force Awakens, they basically just remade episode 4. 4.
Yes.
Sorry. And so they did the remake, which I think is fine. Because if you think about it...
It pulls you back into the universe and everything. Makes sense.
Well, yes, that. But if you think about it, the original trilogy started in 1970. Mm-hmm. 10 years after the episode 6 was released... episode 6 was released. 10 years after that was the prequels. So it's a whole new audience that they were applying to. Mm-hmm. And then 20 years after the last prequel was released, A Force Awakens is released. A whole new audience to apply to. So redoing the story isn't exactly a bad thing in this situation. Because it's supposed to still be Star Wars.
Episode 6 was released in 1983.
83, okay. I'm sorry. They made The Force Awakens so much like A New Hope. Right? A New Hope is episode 4, right?
No, the prequel was released in 2002.
Really?
Yeah. Episode 2 was 2002. Let's see. Okay, so you have... The first one was 1977. Empire Strikes Back is 1980. And then 6 was 1983. Episode 1 was 1999. And then episode 2, 2002. Episode 3 was 2005.
I could have swore they were older than that.
I'll be done.
But still, what? 10 years in between each trilogy still.
Yeah.
So, like, the fact that they made The Force Awakens exactly like A New Hope made sense. For me, it wasn't all that entertaining because I was watching episode 4 again. Mm-hmm. Because that's what I grew up watching. So I knew it back to back. I knew it forward and backwards and upside down.
As every Star Wars fan should.
But when it came to The Force Awakens was basically, what is it you say? Episode 4, but shinier.
Yeah, it's episode 4 with, like, a spit coat. Just like,
which was cool to go see. And also, I didn't get a chance to see any of the old Star Wars in theaters with all the surround sound and audio and everything. So going to see The Force Awakens, it was worth that experience, but I still wasn't exactly entertained. Yeah. When it comes to The Last Jedi, though, I was entertained. But I am disappointed because it's not Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, even just the way it looked didn't feel like Star Wars. You know?
I can see that.
Like, there's a whole casino scene in it and everything. The first thing I said when I saw the casino scene, I'm like, why am I suddenly watching The Fifth Element?
And keep in mind, he's only seen The Fifth Element once.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, What?
Yeah, I literally I watched it. I'm just like, this just looks like The Fifth Element.
Right.
You know, it felt weird and awkward, and like none of the ships looked like Star Wars ships. Like the way they moved and the way they like interacted and everything. Like the X-wings were like the only thing. Like, oh yeah, that's a Star Wars ship. And holy cow, just saying. On a tactical military level, I am no commanding officer or general, but oh my god, the amount of tactical errors in this movie, just no.
Yeah, the rebels didn't exactly have the best leader.
Holy cow.
And I know I'm talking about Princess Leia here, but...
No, it's don't get me started on Princess Leia. Literally, if spoiler by the way, if I'm the director of that movie, I'm just going, crap, I killed the wrong person. It's just like...
Yeah.
It's just...
The thing about the casino scene, though, if you think about it...
You could take it out of the whole movie. It makes sense.
You could. It wouldn't make any difference.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I'm comparing it to, which I know you guys are like, don't compare it. It's not supposed to be compared. It's like, yes, when you make sequels, it's supposed to be compared to the prequels. Yeah. So I'm comparing it to the original trilogy because I've never seen the prequel trilogy, the ones with Anakin Skywalker. I've never seen those.
Yeah.
So I'm comparing it to the original Luke Skywalker trilogy. And if you think about it, in that whole trilogy, you never really went to an inhabited planet. Tatooine, had people and the Jawas and things like that, but there were no cities or anything.
No,
and then there was Hoth.
No, you had Tatooine where he was born, yeah.
Tatooine was what?
That Tatooine where he was born. There were cities there and everything.
That was the place with the cantina. Everything was made of stone and sand.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Those aren't cities.
Oh, okay. You're talking about you're talking about like Coruscant and everything. Like,
right.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta think, if these people are inhabiting so many planets and have mastered space travel, you can figure they can build a city here and there.
Yeah.
But you think in the original trilogy, you've got Tatooine, which was where Luke was born and raised. Well, not born, sorry. Was raised. And it's a desert planet. No cities, everything's made of rock and sand. And then you've got the planet Hoth, which is an ice wasteland.
Which is ice ball, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the Rebel underground base, but that's not a city, that's just a bunker.
Yeah.
And then you've got, I can't remember the name.
You have Endor.
Endor, thank you. And then there's also the Dagobah,
Dagobah.
The Dagobah system, what's the planet he went to, though?
Dagobah?
No, it's the Dagobah system.
It's Dagobah, not Dagobah.
Whatever. But no, I remember it's called the Dagobah system. But I know the planet is called something different. I think. I know I said I know, but I think.
Yeah, but as I was saying though, for some reason Star Wars, it was like trying to like, all these people are terrible people. It's got really awkwardly philosophical because it was just like, and Star Wars, I guess, in its own right, is philosophical and everything. But it was like, suddenly it's like, oh, hey, these guys are war profiteers and everything. They make the things for the First Order and everything. It's like, if you read up actually in the First Order, like the lore of the First Order and everything, it's like they don't need these people. They can make their own stuff easy. You know, and it's just like, it's just an odd shift where it's like, yeah, everyone's a terrible person and everything. It's just like, well, it's not Star Wars. Star Wars is like the battle of good and evil, right and wrong, the light side versus the dark side and everything, you know. It was just like, this scene was pointing, and literally, oh man, don't get me started on the leadership and everything. Literally, so, you know, spoiler as I said about it, literally something happens to Leia and everything. She's out of commission and everything. She should have died.
Should have
died, and
then
like Ex Machina just kicks in and everything.
Can we just appreciate though that Leia can use the Force now?
I mean, they said in Episode 6 and everything, it's like the Force is strong in my family, and it's like you can use the Force and everything. It's like, oh, okay, great.
I guess so, but I mean, we never saw it from Leia.
But literally, it was just like, it's like she's out of commission and everything. Like, okay, I'm okay with that and everything. And then the leader they appoint. Literally, you watch and everything. It's like, oh, okay, she's gonna betray him and everything. It's like how she sounds, how she looks, how she acts and everything. It's just like, oh yeah, we're definitely gonna betray the good guys and everything. I was waiting for it and everything. It's like, no, turns out she's a hero and everything. It's like, what? And then, because of it, Finn and this new character, Rose, you could take them out of the movie. It's a better movie. Finn does.
I wouldn't say a better movie, but the movie goes on.
Finn does nothing.
Well, none of them did.
Yeah.
None of them did.
Literally, it was just a car chase. It was a slow pursuit chase in space. That's all it was.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
it was
like a vague way of explaining
and you're just watching and everything, and you're just like, that's it? That's it? And it's just like, okay, well, great. And then it's like, and it was depressing to watch and everything. It's a darker film and everything.
It is a darker Star Wars film.
Which I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it too, but like you mentioned before, is that Star Wars has always had an essence of hope.
Yeah.
And the reason I say this movie wasn't Star Wars was because they took that whole essence and threw it out the window.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone's ever watched the original Battlestar Galactica, like movies and shows and everything, it felt like that. It literally was just like, it's like, oh hey, all this stuff happened, everyone's dead, we're the last remaining group and everything, and yada yada this and everything. It's like, alright, we're gonna do this, you lose. Alright, we're gonna do this, you lose. Oh, small victory here, you still lose and everything. It's just like, you lose. Like,
well, there wasn't exactly a small victory. Because like even the opening scene, spoiler.
It's like when they get on. It's when they get on like when they get on Snoke's big ship and everything, you know. And it's like, okay, the good guys and everything. And all of a sudden it's like they lose.
Well, they get on the right track, but they still lose.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And everything. It's
I wouldn't call that a victory though. Just because they got on the ship doesn't mean that it's even a small victory. Like, they were on their way towards a victory.
Yeah.
But then it just got thrown out the window again.
That's what I mean. Though.
Which I understand you don't win everything, but you can't build a movie like that.
Oh, you can.
You have to give the audience a sense of hope and accomplishment in it.
Oh, you can. You just can't do that to a Star Wars movie.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, it's like Star Wars is like trying to build a Lego like a Lego house. You know, you start with a base, you build the roof, and then you start decorating and add more pieces to it. This was just like, oh hey, we're gonna build the blandest concrete structure possible. It's gonna work. It's not gonna be pretty, but it's gonna work. Yeah. You know? It's just like the one good thing I liked, I'm kind of mad about it. But Luke Skywalker, he was the best part. But they messed it up so bad. Holy cow, they messed it up so bad. Literally. And also, what's up with Rey? Like, literally, Rey is just like, it's like Luke spent no time training her whatsoever. And literally, she's fighting Praetorian guards and Kylo Ren. Like, she's been mastered fighting for decades.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, no. And then
Rey bothers me. I've never liked Rey as a character in general.
She's boring.
She's very boring. And none of the characters are typically interesting because none of them have had any proper character development.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Finn, we know nothing about other than the fact that he was once a stormtrooper.
Well,
and Poe, don't even get me started. There's nothing to talk about with him.
Oh man, like they tried to in this movie and everything. Like in The Force Awakens, Poe Dameron got nothing.
Yeah.
He was like, oh hey, I'm the coolest space pilot in the world and everything. And everyone's just like, you know, and it's like they actually try to give him some character and everything. It's like, oh, good. And then it's just like, doesn't matter.
I'm going to state two things that are serious spoilers that made this movie good.
Spoiler.
Let's just finish this off on a good note though. Two of the best things about the film were, one, a scene where the one who took over after Leia was incapacitated.
I don't even remember
when she light speeded through another ship.
Hyperspace. Jesus Christ, man, come on now. Or hyperdrive.
When she hyperdrove through another ship. That scene was so amazing. Was it a fleet? I thought it was just one big ship.
Oh yeah, it tore Snoke's ship in half, and it was cool.
It was amazing.
That was cool.
And
literally though, would have thought of it 5 minutes ago, would have saved hundreds of lives, but no!
That's what I mean. There was no sense of accomplishment in that either. She may have gotten rid of them, but she got rid of them too late where hundreds of people were dead. There were like 60 left. In the end of 60 rebels left in the end of that, and it.
Well, it's like, hey, we have 400 people on this ship. The time the movie's done, there's probably about like 80 people at most in the whole rebellion. You know, because apparently the First Order took over the whole galaxy after Force Awakens. You know, everyone's dead and everything. You're just like, oh great, fantastic. Everyone's dead again. Congratulations.
Yeah.
The Empire took over again, you know.
But then, the final scene of the movie.
Breaks my heart.
Just let us build you to it just for a second, if you guys are okay with this. You have Luke, who just finished astral projecting himself in front of Kylo Ren.
Which in the expanded universe isn't actually that hard. Yoda did it all the time. Sorry.
I didn't know that was a thing the Force could do. But okay, so Luke just finished that, and he's sitting on a rock at the edge of a cliff, looking out at the sea on this planet he's been hermiting on. Yes. And you hear his theme start to swell, and the camera comes behind him, and there is a double sunset, and he fades away. And then his coat just blows away. I'm like, ah!
Which even then, it's still disappointing. Even then, it's still disappointing.
Because I was more disappointed because I crushed on Luke so hard watching the original trilogy.
But you could have done so much with it. Literally. You know, you have all these questions. He literally found one of the first Jedi temples. Literally, the original text. And he just dies. Doesn't tell a soul.
Didn't he burn it?
Yoda did. Also, Yoda's in the movie.
Gotta love that scene.
Yeah, but literally, it's just like, what? Why? He just dies. He just dies.
I don't think I would have wanted anymore, though. I wouldn't be able to watch Luke die or something like that. In something anything more violent or anything like that, I wouldn't be able to watch him die. The way he died, the way like Yoda and like Obi-Wan before him, the way he died in the same way that they did, I think was perfect.
But the thing is, it's just like it's a waste. You know? It's like he didn't do anything. You know? It's like this is Luke Skywalker. Literally your homeboy. Your OG. And just dies.
I don't know.
Just dies. Doesn't tell Rey anything. Doesn't help the Resistance.
Well, he didn't need to tell Rey anything. She's so in tune with the Force.
Oh my lord! Don't get me started with that. Suddenly, it's like you thought Anakin Skywalker. Everyone's like, "Whoa, this guy's so powerful and everything. He's so in tune with the Force and everything." No, Rey's just like, yeah, I've picked up a lightsaber like twice. I can use it like I'm a master. Also, the Force to me is like nothing. You know? It's like, oh, jeez. Like, literally, if you ever read the Legends, like, comics or books or, like, stories and everything in Star Wars, because Disney's like, oh, we're gonna mess everything up and everything. The Force was crazy. But those people were masters. Like, literally, there's a guy that killed hundreds of people just so he could live 1,000 years and learn the Force the best he could and everything. You know, it's like, what? It was, you know, and just you kill Luke off and everything, and then Carrie Fisher dies and everything. You're just like, shit.
The whole film was dedicated to her, which you have to appreciate. And you want to know something? Here I am trying to end this on a good note, and you keep trying to bash it more and more. So just shut up now.
Oh, don't get me started on Snoke. Wasted potential there, so bad and everything.
What about that one stormtrooper in silver armor?
Oh, Captain Phasma.
Yeah, apparently they were supposed to be some big character.
Trying to force her down our throats and everything. It's like, listen, show us, don't show us, okay?
Don't give us 10 minutes in each film.
She had less screen time than The Force Awakens. And she was in that for 5 minutes. Literally, it's just like, oh, Captain Phasma, she's a major hard ass and super powerful and everything and willing to do anything for the First Order and everything. It's like, no, she falls into a pit and falls and probably dies. And you're just like...
Yeah.
Yeah, so Last Jedi.
On a rating from 1 to 10.
Honestly?
10 being the best.
A 3.
I was gonna say 3, maybe 4.
It's probably my least favorite Star Wars movie.
I think it will forever be a least favorite Star Wars movie. I have a coworker who's gone and seen it 3 times already, too.
Oh, my Lord.
I wouldn't be able to sit through it again. And honestly, I'm to the point, I'm not going to go and see episode 9.
It's not a boring movie.
It would just be 1,000 times better if it wasn't titled Star Wars.
It doesn't feel like a Star Wars movie. It's like Force Awakens. You could look at that movie and say, this is a Star Wars movie. You look at this movie and you just go... There's no hope. there's nothing. That's fine. There's okay to be a darker Star Wars man. I mean, heck, Episode 3, literally millions of people died. Episode 4, a planet is blown up, you know?
But there's still hope.
But it's like, you just watching everything, you just kind of go like, I'm not okay. It's just, I'm not angry of the direction they took. I'm more or less disappointed and angry that you had all this stuff set up from Episode 7 and the previous trilogy and all these ideas, and you just go, nah, we'll just do it this way, and we'll just do it that way and everything. Like, the First Order is just dumb. You think, like, they're portrayed like idiots in this movie, and it's like, I know Stormtroopers aren't the smartest people in the world and everything, but it's just like, it's dumb. The rebels are dumb. Their leaders are dumb. Everything is just dumb. It's written terribly. Just
didn't you say that Mark Hamill had tweeted how much he hated Luke Skywalker in this movie?
And rightly so.
But then didn't he turn around and tweet how much he loved it again? It's like, oh yeah, Disney was holding a gun to your face when you had to tweet that one.
And unfortunately, the thing...
And like, that's another thing that bugged me, was that Luke Skywalker was not Luke. Like, I crushed hard. I'm telling you this. I crushed hard on Luke Skywalker when I was 15, 16 years old and watching the original trilogy. I crushed so hard on him. He was the cutest, most awkward hero I've ever seen. And I loved him. But he's not Luke Skywalker anymore.
Yeah, it's fine for character development. It's fine for character development's sake. But the thing I think it hurts it the most is just for the sheer fact he didn't learn anything. You know? It's like, oh man, it's like the whole, it finally explains the scene why Kylo Ren finally turned to the dark side. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Literally, it's the dumbest thing in the world. Because it's like, yeah, I sense darkness in him and everything, so I was going to kill him and everything. And it's like, in a moment, it's like, listen, say Luke Skywalker feared, you know, the dark side rising again and everything, so he's gonna, you know, he let the dark side himself corrupt him and everything. It's like, that would be so much better than everything. Instead of just like, oh no, it's like, I wanted to kill him so the light side would survive. It's just like...
Yeah, it's not worth going to see. If anybody has not seen the movie and just watched all those spoilers that we just spoiled for you, but it's still worth going to see in theaters because the audio and visual is still Star Wars-esque, so it's worth going to see in theaters.
If you're ever going to see it,
but
I wouldn't pay more than $5.
Dollar theater, yeah.
I wouldn't pay more.
Definitely do dollar theater. Like, wait until it's out on DVD and rent it from Redbox. It's not worth buying either, because you're only going to watch it once.
Yeah.
Unless you're... I can't speak for everybody, really.
The thing I think about it and everything, like, the critics love it. You ever look on, like, IMDb or, like, Rotten Tomatoes or something like that? The critics love it. And everything. But it's just, like... If you don't look at it as a Star Wars film, yeah, it's a good movie. But if you just look at it, it's like, this is a Star Wars movie. This is a franchise. It's like... No. And granted, it's like they're playing with Disney bucks.
Yeah.
You know? It's like Disney just wants to make money and everything. It's gonna make money. It's made money.
Yeah, it's gonna make money because it's got the title Star Wars. That's the only reason. Yeah. But the thing is, like, if you're disappointed after this one, how many people are going to refuse to go and see whatever episode 9 is gonna be called?
J.J. Abrams is doing 9 again, so people are a little more optimistic, so...
J.J. Abrams?
He did 7.
Oh, okay. Oh, they had a different director this time. Yeah. That explains some stuff.
That's a Star Wars person.
You're carrying this on far too long.
I know. I ramble.
Yeah,
if you really want somebody good to shit on a movie, look up Angry Joe. That guy, yeah. that guy, me and him would probably go on for days about ripping on Star Wars.
We could really go on for days ripping about Star Wars, but I don't have that kind of time.
It's just been a bad year for Star Wars. You had Battlefront 2, Visceral's game.
Wait, what? Oh, the game.
Yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 2. And then you had Visceral get closed down and their game's been shipped off and everything, you know. And it's just like...
I don't know. Kind of like what you say about, like, The Simpsons. It carries on too long and it loses its essence. Yeah. That's probably what's going to happen with Star Wars if this really keeps up. Yeah. But...
If you want a good Star Wars movie, Rogue One. Just watch that, because that's great.
I enjoyed Rogue One.
That's just great.
I didn't really understand the context of it when I walked in, but by the end of it, I was satisfied watching the movie.
It's good. Oh man, that scene with the Star Destroyers, that's great.
But this video's gone on so long enough.
Sorry, I ramble.
So, thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to check out my last one or subscribe to be told when I make a new video, click the annotations on the screen. And I just realized I don't really have a last video for you guys to check out. So, for all you Moby users, those links will be in the description below, as well as any of the links to any other social media for you to become a proper stalker. Click those links now. What? It was only a matter of time. I was
Hey.
You can click those links now because this video is over. Bye, guys.
Subscribe.
I already said subscribe.
Subscribe, so love me.
I already said subscribe.
I know, I heard something dead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna state See? See what I mean?
Wait for that one to be at the end of the video.
Okay.
Yeah. Steal from other people, that's how you become successful.
Hey, see? That's gonna go at the end of the video too.